In the dark corner of the galaxy, far beyond the moon, Station 47 floated in silence. It was one of Earth's oldest deep space listening posts, cold, quiet, and forgotten by most. Only a few officers worked there now, watching empty space, and hoping something interesting might happen. Commander Eliza Tran sat in the control room. The lights were dim, and the soft hum of machines filled the air. She sipped her cold coffee and stared at the monitors. Most days were the same, silent, slow, nothing new. But today, something strange happened. At exactly 3:17 Earth time, a signal came in. It was soft at first, just a low hum. The screen flickered. Eliza leaned forward and tapped a few keys. The signal wasn't in any known language, no code, no numbers. It sounded like music and noise mixed together. It didn't make sense, probably a glitch. She whispered, but the signal got stronger. It wasn't just background noise, it was coming from a real object. Something was out there. She called her team. Officer Milo, the youngest on shift, ran in with wide eyes. Is that a ship? They pulled the image onto the main screen. There it was, a massive object, just beyond Earth's outer defense zone. It didn't match any known design, not from Earth, not from the allied planets, not even from the Zarian Empire. It was dark, gray, shaped like a long blade, with no visible engines, no lights, no markings, just floating. Elisa sent a scan request. No response. She tried a standard greeting in 27 languages. Nothing. She sent a drone. It got close, then disappeared. No explosion, no signal loss. Just gone. Earth's Defense Command was alerted. Within minutes, satellites turned to watch the strange ship. Fighter ships from Earth's orbital guard were launched, but none were allowed to go near. No one knew what the ship was. No one knew where it came from. And then, something even stranger happened. Far from Earth, on the edge of the Orion Belt, the Zarian Empire fleet was on patrol. 300 warships, armed with the best weapons in the galaxy. They were the strongest force in space, ruthless, cold, and always watching Earth. At 5:02, every single Zarian ship vanished. No warning, no battle, no trace. 1 second they were there, the next they weren't. Elisa stared at the reports. Her hands shook. How is that possible? Back on the monitor, the unknown ship finally moved. Just a little, slowly, it turned, not fast, not in a hurry, but with purpose. It was now facing Earth. Panic spread across the command rooms. Earth's leaders argued. Was this ship a weapon? Was it an alien warning? Or something worse? Some wanted to fire missiles, others wanted to send diplomats, but no one truly understood what they were dealing with. Eliza zoomed in on the ship. Its surface shifted like waves, as if it was alive, but there were no life signs, no heat, no radiation, just silence. She remembered the voice from earlier, a strange vibration in the signal. She played it again. This time, she slowed it down, and what she heard made her blood run cold. It was speaking, just one sentence, whispered and low. Balance must be restored. She didn't know what it meant, but she knew one thing for sure. The ship wasn't here by accident. It had come for a reason. And Earth might be next. People across Earth were scared. News spread fast. Every screen showed the same image, a dark, silent ship floating just outside Earth's defense zone. The world didn't sleep that night. Leaders from every nation met in secret. They argued, they guessed, but no one had answers. All they knew was that the ship had erased the Zarian Empire in seconds. An empire that had ruled the outer colonies for 30 years. Gone without a sound. And now, the ship faced Earth. Some said it was a warning. Others feared it was a test. But Commander Eliza Tran knew fear wasn't enough. They needed information. They needed eyes on that ship. So Earth launched Ghost 9. A stealth ship built for silent missions. No weapons. No lights. Just 5 people trained for the unknown. Their orders were simple. Enter the ship, find out what it was, and report back. Ghost 9 left orbit just before sunrise. It moved quietly through the cold dark, covered in black shielding. Inside, the crew, prepared for contact. Captain Royce was in charge, calm, serious, and loyal to Earth's command. Next to him was LT, Briggs, the engineer, tough, smart, and a little too curious. Then came Dr. Kirao Lin, a language expert who had once decoded an alien prayer. And finally, Tech Officer Sam DeLarco and Pilot Jenna Moss, both sharp, young, and scared. As they got closer, the ship grew massive on their screens. It wasn't just big, it was ancient. Parts of it looked worn, like stone, others looked alive, pulsing with soft light. No engines, no heat, Briggs said. But it's still moving. Toward us? Kira asked. No, Royce answered. Just existing. When Ghost 9 reached 5 kilometers from the ship, their controls began to glitch, the lights flickered, their computers restarted on their own. Then, it got quiet. To quiet. No beeps, no voices, no ship noise, only silence. The crew looked at each other. And then Sam DeLarco grabbed his head. It's in my mind, he whispered. What? Royce turned to him. I heard something, a voice, inside. It said, you should not be here. Before they could respond, the unknown ship opened. A piece of its surface folded back like a petal. Inside, a tunnel of soft blue light stretched forward. Is that an invitation? Jenna asked. Or a trap? Briggs muttered. Royce made the call. We go in. Carefully. Ghost 9 moved inside the ship. As soon as they crossed the threshold, everything changed. Their watches stopped working. Time felt slower. The tunnel stretched longer than it looked from the outside. Walls around them seemed to breathe. Not with air, but with something else. Some kind of force they couldn't explain. Keep your suits sealed, Royce said. Don't touch anything. But even inside their suits, they could feel something. A pressure in their minds. A presence. The tunnel ended in a large open space. The walls were covered in strange patterns. Symbols moved like water. In the center floated a black cube, humming softly. Briggs stepped closer. It's not metal, not stone, it's listening. Listening to what? Kira asked. Us. He said. Our thoughts. Suddenly, the cube lit up. A pale blue hologram appeared above it. A man's face, human, older, bald, calm eyes. Kira gasped. That's Commander Hale. Royce turned to her. What are you talking about? She pointed. At the image. That's him. The first astronaut lost in deep space. Mission Genesis. He disappeared 50 years ago. The crew stared at the image. Then the hologram spoke. This ship is not what you think. It's not a weapon. It's a judge. The voice echoed in the chamber. Hale's face faded. The cube dimmed. The room fell silent again. A judge, Jenna whispered. Judging what? Their earpieces buzzed. Earth Command was trying to reach them, but the signal was weak and scrambled. Briggs turned to Royce. If this ship erased the Zarians, what will it do to us? Before anyone could answer, the lights round the cube began to shift. And then, the walls showed something new. A picture of Earth, glowing red. The image of Earth glowed red on the wall, as if the ship itself was watching. The crew stood still. No one spoke. The cube in the center of the room pulsed with slow, heavy light. Why is Earth red? Kira asked softly. No one answered. Briggs stepped forward. It's a warning. Red always means danger. Royce nodded. We're being judged. The crew started exploring the chamber. The floor was smooth, dark, and slightly warm. The air wasn't air at all, but something breathable. Their oxygen levels were stable, even though they hadn't removed their helmets. This ship isn't made of anything we know, Briggs said. It's not metal. It's not organic. It's something in between. Kira walked near the wall, where the glowing Earth image faded into symbols. The symbols moved like water, shifting and changing shape. They weren't words. They were thoughts. I think it's trying to talk, she said, but not with language. Sam stood near the cube, eyes locked on it. He didn't blink. Sam? Royce asked. You okay? Sam didn't respond. Royce stepped closer, grabbed his shoulder. Sam turned slowly, eyes wide and unfocused. I saw fire, he whispered. I saw cities burning. I saw oceans boiling. And I heard the voice again. What did it say? Kira asked. It said, this is the path you chose. The crew fell silent again. Then, out of nowhere, Briggs shouted. No, everyone turned. He dropped to the floor, grabbing his head. His body shook. Then stillness. Briggs stopped moving. His eyes were open. No sound, no breath. Jenna ran over. Is he? Kira checked his vitals. Nothing. No injury, no cause. Just gone. The ship did something to him. Royce pulled everyone back. No more splitting up. Stay close. No one moves alone. The cube's light dimmed again. The walls shifted, revealing a hallway. The ship had opened a path forward. We're supposed to go deeper, Sam said. It's guiding us. Kira shook her head. It's testing us. Still, they moved forward. The hallway was long and narrow, with soft light running along the ceiling. Every step echoed. They felt like they were walking through something alive. Sometimes, the floor rippled under their boots. They entered a second chamber. This one was darker. In the center floated a different object, thin, clear, and spinning slowly. A disk, like a memory drive. Round it, for empty chairs. It wants us to sit, Jenna said. No way, Kira said. That's exactly how horror stories start. Royce stepped closer. We came to understand. We can't stop now. He sat in the first chair. The moment he did, the disk flashed, and an image filled the room. It was Earth, hundreds of years ago. A peaceful city. People laughing, walking, working. Then came war, fire, machines, screams. The image faded. The crew watched in silence. Kira sat in the next chair. She saw a child holding a flower. Then soldiers. The child's home burned. She felt the fear, the sadness. Each person took a chair, except for Briggs, who was now gone. When all three were seated, the disk stopped spinning. Then they heard the voice again. It came from everywhere and nowhere. You have built, you have destroyed. You are many, you are one. You are not alone. Royce stood slowly. What are you? No answer. Then the wall lit up. The same man's face appeared. Commander Hale. I was the first to meet it, the hologram said. I tried to stop it, but it doesn't listen to words. It listens to truth. The crew leaned in. It doesn't destroy for fun. It balances. When life becomes too cruel, too broken, it resets. The image faded again. Kira whispered, it's not here to invade. It's here to decide. Royce looked at the others. Then we need to prove we're worth saving. But before they could move, a deep rumble shook the room. The lights flickered. The walls trembled. Something had changed. Jenna looked at the screen behind them. Earth's image, once glowing red, was now flickering, like it was waiting, like it was making a choice. The walls stopped shaking. The light in the room faded to a soft gray. Earth's image on the screen no longer glowed red. Now it blinked, like a warning light waiting for a signal. The crew stood in silence. No one knew what to say. Royce stepped forward and touched the wall. It felt smooth, but cold. His reflection stared back at him, faint and stretched. What now? Jenna asked. Royce looked at the others. We keep moving. The room shifted again. A new door slid open in the wall, without a sound. Beyond it, a narrow stairway led down into darkness. They had no choice. One by one, they walked into the shadows. The steps didn't feel like steps. They felt soft, like memory foam. The air grew warmer. The silence got heavier. As they moved deeper, the strange pressure in their minds returned. Not painful, just watching. Finally, they reached the bottom. It was a new chamber, smaller, more focused. In the center was a glass-like screen. But this time, it didn't show Earth. It showed them, all four crew members, standing, breathing, alive. Then, one by one, the screen showed moments from their lives. Sam as a teenager, stealing a ration pack to feed his sister. Kira walking away from a war protest, ashamed of doing nothing. Jenna inside a simulator, lying on her score to pass a flight test. Royce, years ago, ordering a strike that took innocent lives. Each memory appeared in full detail, personal, private. Real. Sam backed away. Why is it showing this? It's judging us, Kira said. Not Earth, us. The screen shifted again. This time, it showed a symbol for circles. 3 were white. 1 turned black. Jenna pointed. Is that Briggs? They all stared. The black circle pulsed, then faded. Sam whispered. He failed. The room grew colder. A voice echoed again, calm, deep, and clear. 1 more must be weighed. A new wall opened behind them. Inside, another chamber waited. but this one was different. It looked like a control room. For tall pillars stood in a square. In the middle, a glowing platform. Symbols danced above it like floating sparks. They stepped in carefully. On the platform was a sphere of light. It spun slowly, humming softly. It looked alive. Royce reached toward it. A sudden pulse pushed him back. The sphere glowed brighter, then dimmed. Then it spoke, not out loud, but inside their minds. Only one may enter. Kira stepped forward. Enter what? No answer. Jenna looked at Royce. What do we do? He stared at the sphere. We came to learn, not to survive. One of us needs to go. Maybe that's the test. Double quotes silence. Sam spoke up. I'll do it. Everyone turned to him. I don't have family, he said. I'm not a hero. I joined this mission because I had nothing left. If this helps Earth, if it means something, I'll do it. Kira stepped forward. No, that's not your choice alone. Royce raised his hand. No fighting. This isn't a debate. He turned to Sam. Are you sure? Sam nodded once. He stepped onto the platform. The sphere pulsed. For a moment everything stopped. Then light. The room filled with a blinding flash. When it faded, Sam was gone. Only the sphere remained, now still and dim. The screen on the wall changed again. Earth glowed softly, no longer red, but orange, warmer, brighter. Kira stared. Did it work? Royce didn't answer. He just watched the sphere. And then a new image appeared. A face. Sam. But not as he was. Different. Calmer, eyes glowing with light. He spoke through the screen. I'm still here, but not as before. This ship, it doesn't kill. It transforms. It learns. It judges. I saw things. I understood things I can't explain. The screen flickered. I'm part of it now. But it's not finished. Earth still has choices to make. The screen went dark. The room grew quiet again. Royce whispered. Then it's not over. Kira turned to him. Not even close. Royce, Kira, and Jenna stood in silence, staring at the dark screen. Sam was gone, but somehow still alive, part of the ship now. His voice echoed in their minds even though the room was quiet. Earth's image had changed, no longer red. Now, orange, glowing softly like a warning that hadn't yet become danger. Kira whispered. What did he mean? Earth still has choices to make. Royce looked around the chamber. I think we're the messengers now. The test isn't over. We were just the start. A slow hum filled the air. The room began to shift again. The walls pulled back and melted into the floor like liquid. A new space opened, vast, circular, with no visible walls. It felt like they were standing inside a planet-sized sphere. The air vibrated. Above them, a single point of light began to grow. It stretched outward into a spinning ring, filled with thousands of floating symbols. Each symbol glowed in a different color and shape. They moved like stars, forming patterns in the sky. What is this place? Jenna asked. Kira studied the symbols, their timelines, paths, maybe possible futures. Royce stepped forward. Or possible outcomes. Suddenly, one of the glowing paths turned black. A new image appeared below it. Cities on fire, storms, crowds running, machines breaking apart, Earth falling apart, piece by piece. Jenna gasped. That's a future. Then another path lit up, green and gold. This one showed calm oceans, clean cities, people working together. No war, no burning skies, children playing under bright sunlight. The ship was showing them both. What could happen, and what will happen, depending on their choices. Royce clenched his jaw. It's offering a chance, a second chance. Kira nodded. But not a promise. We still have to earn it. The ring of light began to spin faster. The air felt heavier. The symbols floated toward them, as if choosing who to speak with. One symbol stopped in front of Kira. It hovered in place, then pressed against her suit. A wave of memories hit her, images not from her own mind, but from Earth's past. She saw forests vanish, oceans fill with poison, weapons built in secret, promises broken again and again. She dropped to her knees, breathing hard. It's showing us our damage, she said. Everything we've done. Another symbol moved toward Royce. He saw something different. The birth of machines with minds. Cold factories building smarter weapons. A war that almost destroyed Mars. Leaders smiling while signing death orders. The truth, not history books. Not cleaned up reports. The real, raw past. The ship knew everything. Royce whispered. It's not punishing us. It's asking if we even deserve a future. Jenna didn't speak. She was frozen, staring upward at the last symbol floating toward her. This one didn't show pain. It showed choice. One hand reaching out, another pulling back. One person helping, one person turning away. A single act, repeated billions of times across Earth's timeline. Jenna finally said, "It's not judging governments, it's judging people, all of us." And then the symbols floated back into the spinning ring above them. The sphere around them started to dim. Kira stood. "What happens now?" The voice returned. "Calm, inside their minds. Return. Carry what you've seen. Earth will decide its own fate. But time is not endless." A light appeared at their feet. A path home. Royce looked up. "What about Sam?" There was no answer, but a small blue spark drifted down from the sky and settled in Royce's hand, warm, silent, familiar. He closed his fingers around it. "I think part of him is still with us." They followed the path. As they walked, the ship around them began to close, not in a threatening way but as if it had finished its task. The same tunnel that brought them and now carried them out. The Ghost 9 was still there, untouched, floating inside the ship's inner chamber. They entered quickly. The systems turned on. The ship woke up like it had just slept for hours. Jenna sat at the controls. "No damage. All systems green. It wants us to leave." Royce gave one last look at the inner walls. "Or it wants us to return with answers." They left the ship. As Ghost 9 drifted into open space, the giant vessel behind them slowly began to turn. Not toward Earth, but toward the edge of space. It was leaving. For now, back on their screens, Earth's signal blinked once more. Still orange, still watching, still waiting. Ghost 9 floated quietly through space. The massive ship behind them had disappeared into the dark, without a sound, without a trace. Only the blinking orange light on Earth's signal remained like a clock slowly ticking. Inside the Ghost 9, no one spoke for a long time. Royce sat in the command seat, watching the Earth symbol pulse on the main screen. Kira stood behind him, arms crossed, lost in thought. Jenna worked at the control panel, running diagnostics. Even though everything seemed normal, still nothing from Sam. Kira finally asked. Royce shook his head. No voice, no signal, just this. He opened his hand. The tiny blue spark still floated above his palm. It glowed gently, almost like it was breathing. "He's a part of it now," Jenna said. "Maybe. Always will be." Kira leaned closer. "Do you think it will come back?" Royce didn't answer right away. Then it said Earth would decide its own fate. That means it's watching, waiting. Jenna turned in her chair. "So what do we do? Warn people? Tell them the truth?" Royce stared out the window at the stars. Would anyone even believe it? There was silence again. Then the ship's long-range sensors beeped. Kira moved to the panel. "Something's happening." She pulled up the feed. It was Earth, but not a news feed, not military. It was a global signal, unlocked by the strange cube the alien ship had placed on Ghost 9. The ship had given them access to something bigger. On the screen, images from all over the planet appeared. Protests, storms, fires, celebrations, conferences. Across every country, people were talking. Governments were panicking. Scientists were working non-stop. Cities lit up with arguments and hopes. The whole planet had seen the ship, its rival, the destruction of the Empire fleet, and its silent departure. Everyone was asking the same question. Why? And no one had answers. Until now. Royce stood. "We give them what we know, the visions, the test, what it showed us." Kira nodded. "We tell them about the timelines, about what happens if we fail." Jenna looked uneasy. "What if it causes more fear, more panic?" Royce looked at her. "Then we tell the truth anyway." They spent hours preparing the message. No politics, no lies, just raw facts. What they saw, what they experienced, the burning Earth, the peaceful one, the choice in between, and Sam's last words. Kira recorded it in simple language, letting the story speak for itself. When it was ready, Royce sent the message through the Universal Broadcast Channel. Every satellite, every network, every station. On Earth and the nearby colonies. It took less than a minute to spread. And then, they waited. Back on Earth, the reaction was immediate. Some called it a warning. Others called it hope. A few thought it was fake until the blueprints from the ship's database started uploading themselves into Earth's science networks. The ship had left behind knowledge, technology, possibility. But none of it could be used unless Earth changed. The knowledge came with locks, and only progress, not war, not greed, could open them. Weeks passed, then months. The Ghost 9 stayed in orbit, now a floating outpost of truth. Royce, Kira, and Jenna watched the world shift slowly. It wasn't perfect. There were still arguments, still battles. But new things were happening. Nations started sharing research. The last standing war programs shut down. Clean energy labs appeared in places that once built bombs. People began remembering what they almost lost. Royce kept the spark from Sam with him. It still glowed, just a little, like it was listening. One quiet evening, as Ghost 9 drifted silently above the planet, the orange signal on Earth's symbol blinked, then changed. It turned yellow. Kira noticed it first. Look, Royce sat forward. Jenna turned in her chair. It's reacting, Jenna said. It's watching the changes. Kira smiled faintly. That means Earth passed part of the test. Royce said nothing, but the weight in his chest lifted just a bit. The alien ship hadn't returned. Not yet, but it was still out there. Waiting, watching, and maybe, just maybe, hoping Earth would finally be worth saving. Months passed. The Earth was still changing slowly, but it was happening. New laws were passed. Old systems were questioned. Nations that once refused to speak now met face to face. The fear of war hadn't vanished, but it no longer ruled the headlines. Still, above it all, one signal remained. The yellow light. It pulsed from Earth's core, like a quiet heartbeat. Watching, measuring. Royce stood by the main screen of the Ghost 9, arms folded, eyes fixed on the signal. He hadn't slept much lately. None of them had. Behind him, Jenna typed silently, checking the ship's logs. Kira entered the command room, holding 2 mugs of coffee. Still watching the signal, she asked. Royce nodded. It hasn't changed. In 3 weeks, Kira handed him a mug. Maybe no news is good news. Maybe, he said. But his voice didn't sound sure. Suddenly, a soft chime echoed through the ship. Jenna sat up straighter. Something's coming in. All eyes turned to the screen. A new light blinked on the outer sensors. Far beyond the moon. No heat, no radiation. Just movement. Kira stared at the readings. That can't be a ship. It's too big. The data scrolled faster. Royce stepped closer. It's them. The same signature. The same silent pattern. The alien ship back from the edge of space. But this time, it wasn't just one. Behind it, dozens of similar shapes followed. Not copies, not warships. They moved like messengers. Kira's voice dropped. They're not attacking. They're approaching slowly. Jenna whispered, are they watching Earth again? Or waiting for something? The main screen changed. Not just Earth this time. It showed the solar system. All of it. Every moon. Every planet. Every outpost. Then zoomed in on Earth's surface. It focused on the places where change had begun. New schools teaching unity. Factories turned into farms. Peace treaties signed in open air. Then, the signal blinked. The yellow faded and turned green. For the first time. Jenna gasped. It changed. Kira stepped forward. It means something. We did something right. The screen glowed brighter. Words appeared, clear and simple. First phase, stable. Royce read them out loud. Slowly, first phase. More words followed. Second phase, integration. Kira's eyes narrowed. Integration with what? The ship around them began to vibrate, not from fear or threat, but from energy. The control panel lit up. The alien interface they saw before. Symbols, paths, colors returned. But now, they understood them. The knowledge wasn't locked anymore. Royce turned to Jenna. Can you access it? She nodded, fingers flying across the controls. It's sharing data. Language, medicine, power systems, it's everything. It's giving us everything. Kira added, because we earned it. Not through force, through change. Then came the voice. Not in their minds this time, but through the speakers, calm, deep, familiar. You chose growth over power, understanding over control. Earth is not yet perfect, but it has turned. The crew stood still, listening. This is the second path. Share what you've been given, but protect it. Not all will understand. Some will still resist. This is your burden, Royce spoke aloud. And if we fail again, silence. Then we return. The message ended. The ships above Earth stopped moving. They began spreading out, one toward Mars, another toward Titan, a third drifting toward deep space. They weren't invading. They were observing, learning, helping, or, if needed, stopping. Kira turned to Royce. So what now? He looked at the green signal on the screen. Now we go home. Jenna smiled for the first time in days, and this time, we have something to offer. They set a course for Earth. As Ghost 9 entered the planet's orbit, they saw the cities below glowing brighter than ever, not from fires or war but from new energy, cleaner skies, and something they hadn't seen in a long time. Hope. Royce placed the small blue Sam's spark on the control panel. It blinked softly, then faded. It's job complete. Kira whispered. He saw this coming. Royce nodded. He believed in what we could be. The ship dipped lower into the atmosphere. Behind them, the alien fleet vanished into the stars again, silent, patient, waiting. Earth had been spared, but only because it had changed, and because a crew of explorers were brave enough to face the unknown, not with weapons, but with open eyes. For now, the future belonged to them, but the test would never truly be over.